Yeah, we're back. In the stream. So sorry, I think we had some technical issues in the stream for a while. So we read from Surah 19, verses 42 all the way to 80, and now we're going to discussion and comments and questions regarding the verses. So yeah, going to the topic of the submitter, right? Um, so my PDF search is not working. Yeah, so God willing, I wanted to read about this subject, right? So you can go to uh, the submitter's perspective about this. This is in September 1989. I'm trying to find the exact page. I think this might be the last page. Uh, yeah, so it's actually this page. The first uh, page, I believe this is, right? From Submerged Perspective 1989, where Dr. Khalifa was um, the uh, still the editor. And it was when they changed the name from Muslim Perspective to Submission Perspective. And then it talks about why the name change. And this was the issue number 57 that they published. And it says the name of this bulletin is now Submission Perspective instead of Muslim Perspective. And it says this marks the advent of momentous changes and ushers in a new era of unification. Henceforth, um, all believers who devote their worship to the one true God alone will join forces under the banner of quote unquote one true religion. And then it mentions Quran 262, 319, 385, 3113, and 569. Um, and we know what those verses are like, especially 262 and 569, right? And it says, this is not simply a new bright idea of a human being or a collection of humans. This is a divine plan destined for inevitable enforcement. God will render the hearts of all believers receptive. The Most Merciful has sent his messenger of the covenant now to deliver God's message of unification and purification. And then it mentions Malachi 3:1 through 8 and Quran 381. And then it says, one of the most important items on the unification agenda is the name of God's people, the unified believers. The words Muslim and Islam are not names, they're Arabic words meaning submitter and submission, respectively. When Noah, Abraham, Solomon, and even the jinns talked about Islam and Muslim, they did not speak in Arabic. they use their own languages. Please read these verses. And then it mentions a couple of verses like 2 131, 7 126, 10 72, 22 78, 27 31, 42, 20, and 28 53, and 72 14. So it says, when Jesus' disciples stated that they were Muslims, they did not say it in Arabic. A Christian Arab is called Nusrani in Arabic, yet we do not use this Arabic word when we speak English. It has been Satan's plan to transform these descriptions, quote unquote, into quote unquote names, then to give quote Islam and quote Muslims a bad name. We have now mobilized to pull the rug from under Satan's feet. And then it says, the truth prevails even between the lines of false doctrine. Is that the same? Um, yeah. So it says, the truth prevails even between the lines of false doctrine. The Nicene doctrine, circa 380, has attempted to confound the truth about Jesus Christ and his message, but the truth shall prevail. Is it part of it? No, I think it's separate. No, it is a part of it. Sorry. It says, and then it mentions Mark 12:29. And then it says, the truth still prevails throughout the four canonized Gospels. John 20:17 still proclaims clearly that Jesus was not God, the Son of God, or a third of a Trinity. And in the Bible also then it mentions 20:17. So Jesus then said, go to my brothers and tell them, I'm ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. Um, and then it mentions some references to these scholars in the version. So um, no, yeah. So okay, sorry. Yeah, so it is a separate article, but yeah, the part that I read already is the end. It ended where it says, "We are now mobilized to pull the rug from under Satan's feet." So that's the end of that article. So, but I think he mentioned, for example, other like for example, Rabbi Judah, being a submitter also, and then he talked about um, some other people. But yeah, I mean, I can't really find a whole lot of um, stuff about Christian submitters or Jewish submitters. Um, but I think it appears more in the more recent perspectives by Mustard Tucson,
It's,
where there is
no,
more
it's in the introduction, right?
introduction. Also, yeah, I thought it was in the introduction. I was looking for earlier too.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. You know?
Okay, let me go to the introduction. I want to read it. Um, so
Okay.
yeah. So,
For the people who haven't gotten the message yet, like the final consolidated message, but they're still
mm,
submitters. Uh,
oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's here. So it says, while every religion has been corrupted by innovations, traditions, and false idolatrous doctrines, there may be quote unquote submitters within every religion. There may be submitters who are Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, or anything else. These submitters collectively constitute the only religion acceptable to God, as emphasized by the theme on the front page of this book. All submitters who are devoted to God alone and do not set up any idols besides God are redeemed in God's eternal kingdom. And then it says a criterion of a true submitter is that they will find nothing objectionable in the Quran. Right. So as Brother Jaffer said, that means that, when they come across the messenger, when they come across a miracle and all these things, they consistently will accept everything. The moment
Right.
this
Right.
person objects to anything new that comes from
They
God,
weren't.
then they turn into a disbeliever, eventually, if they continue on that path, right? But yeah, a true submitter is one. Like, for example, like you, when you're reading the Bible in the beginning, right? You were not idolizing, and you wanted to follow God alone, and that's you were at that point. You were a Christian submitter, and then you
Mhm.
came across the Quran and you accepted it, and
Yeah,
and
you know.
now you're a submitter, or just
Yeah, it
as
was
or
almost.
still yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's like it was like accepting it with open arms, like welcoming it hastily because it was just the biggest sigh of relief from all the confusion and just nonsense in the Bible. I mean, I'm sorry, like for anybody listening that, but if you really, I think if they really see God's message, they won't shy away from it. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in there, um, but yeah, I mean, there's so many contradictions, and then getting fortune being coming far enough to see that, like, oh no, this isn't what Jesus taught. This is what Jesus taught, and then following that, and then escaping to the Quran, or upgrading in a sense. It was like a sigh of relief because it made sense, you know. But yeah, so like, what was the verse two? It was very good. You shared earlier about the people of the scripture, like they were, I guess, seemingly believers, but then when the message came
uh,
to them, yeah, because I want to say I know I've heard that before,
yeah,
but I couldn't remember.
yeah. I think I'm gonna read it. So it's called yeah. If you search for are no longer submitters, yeah, it says if they no, not this one. Sorry. Um, oh, reject. Oh yeah, this one. This is Surah 3, verse 82, right? Yeah. Okay, so I restarted the stream now. We should be good. Okay. So, um, are there any other comments or questions about the verses from anyone? Any off-topic questions? So, actually, Brother Jaffer has actually made some comments. So he says, um, okay, what is okay? Does submitters mean someone who accepts and follows the message that God sends, right? So the moment they hear the message, they can only stay submitters if they accept the message and follow the Quran. Like someone who doesn't know the message, believes in the Bible, but doesn't believe that he's God and follows the Bible. The messenger was talking about a rabbi. He said, according to me, he is a perfect believer. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Like the person who was that person, like that person, and was that person aware of the message at that time? Are you talking about Rabbi Judah, or are you talking about different rabbi? Oh, he left. All right, so I guess we don't have any other comments or questions from anyone.
No, I think that's it for me.
Yeah,
That way.
mashallah. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Brother John, for leading the study. God willing, our next English Quran study would be on Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. God bless you all. Assalamu alaikum.
God bless you all. Oh, look, Brother Jaffa just came back. Right when I
Jabber
was
is
saying
just
God bless.
finishing the study.
Yeah, he had to get his final blessing.
All
Okay.
right. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, so I'm like,